the Steelers have a new linebacker in Myles Jack, and I know we advocated for Bobby Wagner, but I'll tell you what, Myles Jack is a little bit younger, and that 2-year, $16 million deal is very team-friendly as well. I think Kevin Colbert just said to himself, well, shoot, I think I just got the wrong Jaguars linebacker the first time. Insert Myles Jack, and I'm very excited to see this Steelers run defense improve. Myles Jack, 26 years old. I thought it was heck of a signing. What say you, Ike Taylor?
You know, Cam Hayward, man, if you pay attention to Cam Hayward, he said he'd been recruiting a few guys from the offensive tackle from Chicago to Myles Jack to Jacksonville Jaguars. So if one of your teammates is recruiting you, obviously he got to get out. He feel like you can fit and be a Pittsburgh Steelers. But I do know about Myles Jack sitting and coming from USC. You know, I got a chance to meet this guy. My personal opinion, I think Myles needs to lose a little bit of weight. But when you want to talk about being instinctive and just love the game of football, I just think that's just Myles Jack. A change of scenery again for him will be good. He's never been to an organization like the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when you come to an organization like the Pittsburgh Steelers, all we do is throw up the W's. And that's win a lot. So it's just very contagious. So that's going to set him straight. He's going to show them pretty teeth that he's got every day, all day when it comes down to the press conferences, because he's going to be glad, man, I'm sitting in an organization, I'm sitting in the city where we just winning all the time. So I got to get my teeth clean just like him, man, because his teeth is pearly white. But anyway, man, I think Myles Jack, for that addition to the Pittsburgh Steelers, that was a need, that wasn't a want, and they did address it in the offseason, and they wound up getting a good guy for that fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers with the help of Cam. But talking about Kevin Colbert is going all out with a bang before he leave, and you can see. So he wants one more ring under his belt with the guys he's getting through free agency and during the draft.
We tried to tell you a week ago, listeners and viewers, that there was going to be an odd man out if the Steelers brought in a linebacker. Joe Schobert is cut. It clears $7.8 million in salary cap space. A lot of other signings I like too. James Daniels, an offensive guard who's going to help solidify the Steelers' offensive line. He could play on the right or left side. I think you keep Dotson at the left guard position. Daniels played at the right guard position this past season for the Chicago Bears with David Montgomery and company. I like that he has familiarity with new quarterback Mitch Trubisky as well, a familiar face. Re-signing Akello Witherspoon is well, Ike, but I'm excited about this. The Steelers do have let's talk about those other signings. Then we can talk about the priorities of what the Steelers still need to do this offseason. But what did you make of the Daniels signing? What did you make of the re-signing of Akello Witherspoon? Take this in any direction you'd like, Ike.
I think all the signings, pretty much was a good signings. I still think, and hopefully they'll address this during the draft, Mark, they still got to get a D tackle, and they still got to get a DN. Hopefully two will come back 100% healthy, but you just never know. But I think with that running game, when teams really did want to run, even though Cam is willing and able to do the job, you need a body type guy. You need a guy who's 320, 340 pounds who can just sit at that D tackle. So I do think they need to address that. They wind up addressing their safety position as well. So they let a few guys walk for the Pittsburgh Steelers with that safety position, and they wind up getting Killebrew sitting back. And I do like Killebrew sitting at that safety position, with Micah Fitzpatrick as well. So, and he wound up addressing the cornerback position. So for me, it would be the outside linebacker in that D tackle position. Of course, they're going to sneak and they're going to draft a wide receiver. You can be like, who the hell is this guy? He wind up going to have like 600 yards as a rookie. And you can be like, oh, goddamn, I forgot that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers do. They just draft wide receivers, and most of them just go to the Hall of Fame. And I think they need to draft a scat back sort of kind of running back to kind of compare with Najee sitting in the backfield. So you got a power guy, and you can have a guy who can come out of the backfield and create a lot of mismatches with the one-on-ones. So that's what I think the Pittsburgh Steelers need to do as well. And you just never know, man. This might just be a Band-Aid for the fork in the road for the Pittsburgh Steelers with Mitch Trubisky. They might just wind up getting the quarterback if he's just sitting there. They might just wind up trading. You just never know. I'm guarantee you, man, Kevin Colbert wants to go out with a bang, and I think he will. So don't be surprised if the Pittsburgh Steelers get a quarterback in the first round.
Wow. I would be very surprised if that happens, Ike, in all honesty, because for me, mentally, I'm already like, what happens next offseason, whether through free agency, trade, or the draft? next offseason, just considering the Steelers pick at number 20. Steelers priorities in some order. I've got 6 written down, Ike. What do you do with Minkah Fitzpatrick? Probably lock him up long-term. Who's the starting strong safety if Terrell Edmonds decides to walk? Get a second running back. Najee Harris needs a Robin to his Batman. You cannot expect him to have 300-plus touches, virtually no fumbles, and expect him to remain healthy and fresh throughout the course of a full other season. I mean, I know he's going to be the bell cow, but find someone else who can spell Najee and can be a scat back, a compliment to him. Slot receiver as well, which we talked about a little bit earlier, and then depth along the defensive line and edge rushing position. So defensive tackle and then another edge rusher to help complement TJ Watt and company as well. So that's in some order, I think, what the Steelers still need to do, whether, again, that's through free agency or April's draft. And Ike, I'm really excited to talk to you. Really starting in April, we're really going to get into our draft coverage of the positional breakdowns, top 5 at each position. So I know we've teased that in previous shows. That is coming in April. And when we get to talk about top 5 position group by position group, I know you get to put your GM hat on. I know you love watching film. You're a film junkie. I'm really excited for that here next month.
Yeah, I can't wait. April is the month for us. April is when our show really kick off for me. Actually, I've been kind of doing my homework 3 weeks ago, so I'm just ready and prepared. So I can't wait for April to come. I've been excited. You know, I always feel like I'm a GM in my mind. You know what? Matter of fact, I am a GM. I'm just waiting for the right time, opportunity, and we'll take this Bleav network to a whole nother level. But yeah, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, we both on the same page. Your priorities might be a little bit different when you want to categorize it from 1 to 7, but we still saying the same thing in so many words.
Hey, you've already done your reading and your homework before we even got the syllabus. Come on, man.
Yeah, you know, I still get a lot of results on my email on who's coming out and times and stuff. So I still got like a little cheat code.